What's up, guys? This is CodeIronWolf again, and today I'm going to be reviewing Darksiders II for the PS3, Xbox 360, and PC. A little history to this game is basically this game made by Virtual Games. Virtual Games. They made Darksiders 1. I thought it was something called something else. They made Darksiders 1, and it was a good open world Zelda type of game with God of War combat. But I didn't see it like that, so I don't like to compare the two games sometimes. But the game felt like a big open world. It was more like an RPG, like it was more of a MMO RPG than anything. But it felt like a Zelda type of game. More than anything, it didn't feel like nothing like God of War, to be honest. It felt like more like a Zelda type of game. And Darksiders 1 was a really good game, and they made a sequel to it. I think Darksiders 2 was fuck. I did 2 years, so this is 2 years. I think 2010. Sorry, it's been 2 years. Because I remember my YouTube video. That was my first unboxing video. In 2010. So basically, this game is really good. The Darksiders 1 is really good. I give it a 9, a high rating for a video game. And I really felt like the game was really good and really polished. I only did hit one glitch in the game, and that's pretty much it from there. And it's pretty funny and not much. I had that recorded on the Darksiders glitches video. Now, Darksiders 2, do I like it more than the first one? Do I like it? Do I hate it? Do I love it? Do I just want to throw it away? You gotta watch the review to find out. Darksiders 2 actually takes place. Darksiders 2 is actually a prequel to the imprisonment of war in the first game between that 100-year gap. So what happened is you play as War in that beginning stage, and you stop, and the council say you'll be in prison, and we will send you back to Earth. But what happened was he was in prison for 100 years. For him, it didn't feel like 100 years. So yeah, it was 100 years. Death was basically trying to prove his innocence, to prove his brother innocent, that he did not went on there on purpose. He thought he heard the 7th seal broke, but what happened was he gonna try to prove his brother innocent, that he didn't wipe out humanity too early. That's pretty much it. That basically mission is to prove his brother innocent and bring back humanity. You have good plot twists and stuff like that. You have good character development here. Now you have different characters. You've learned more about these characters, certain characters that in the game, but you learn more about Death, War, Scythe, and Fury, which they are Pestilence and I forgot the third horseman name, original name was, but it tell you basically more about what they are, what type of being they used to be. What happened was they used to be. It's like you learn everything. This is like you learn what they are. Like you find out find out someone Hispanic, so you find out what the Hispanic race is, stuff like that. But with him, you find out what his race was. How are they the four? Like they only the 4 of them, or the last remaining one, and you find out more of their history. And it's really interesting to find this out. There are some really interesting characters, but some of them are hit and miss. You got one character named Pup, which is kind of a funny character, sometimes a bonehead at the same time. But overall, the characters are interesting. Gameplay is the same as the last one, but this one has more of it's still open world, but not wide open. So it's still open world though. Everything is an open world. You got all 4 maps you can go to. It's open world. They're all dungeon crawling, basically. Dungeon crawling type of game, and you actually go through everything. You look at specific things. Look at to a dungeon, and you see a lot of enemies. and you explore around, get some items, bring it back to a specific side quest or main mission, and it's pretty cool. That's pretty much from there. But the gameplay of the combat actually, it's actually pretty good. Now you have more enemies on the screen, but Death is more of a fluent character because he's really skinny. You can tell he is like built, but not as over ridiculous like War was, because War was actually meant to be built because he actually experienced a lot of war. He actually meant to be a guy who would hold a big sword and actually swing pretty hard. When he actually kills somebody, you hear that impact. For Death, he's more of a guy that is fast with his hands, with the two sides, like two blades in half. He has two sides in the back, basically combined to one side. His secondary weapon, depending what you pick, could be a hammer. He feel like he actually had holding a big hammer that he cannot control as much. If you have like Wolverine blades, he go fast. You see him actually speeding more faster. Yeah, and the gameplay is fixed rapidly good. He still feel fluent as hell. He feel fluent and he feel really strong, and that he whoop you up. You got the horse also, which the horse is actually the horse. I forgot the horse name, but you travel him more. But he's not more into the gameplay. But you can travel with him more around. But he don't feel like he in the gameplay as much as like the first one was. That you defeat bosses with sometimes. Besides one boss. But the problem with you have so many enemies on the screen is one, I actually explained that in the bug and glitches part, but I'm not worried about that. So yeah, but gameplay overall is really good. Voice acting is also the top notch. Such as Sleeping Dogs, this is also top notch. Really good, really soak, really nice and looking. Really type of good game that it have good voice acting and good music in it. That overall I need to say it have good voice acting and good music. Graphics of this game, I really not much of like to pick on graphics, but these graphics felt like a comic book game, but it felt like a comic book, to be honest. Like it was reading a comic book and you was playing it out through a comic book. And I love the graphics of Darksiders II. I forgot to mention the graphics on Darksiders and Sleeping Dogs. Holy shit! But overall, the graphics look pretty nice and detailed. Bug and glitches. Now, this is where I really have to say where Darksiders 2 actually fails a lot. When I mean a lot, it actually fails a lot. I would enjoy the game a lot, but until I get some random death, this was my first playthrough, until I get some random death that is where there was no enemies, like for example, sometimes you gotta jump to a wall that, you gotta wall jump up to one side to a wall and the other side to a wall. This happened to me 4 times. 2 in the same area and the other 2 in different areas. Every time I jump, I get instant death and restart. And the same thing happened. Instant death. What the hell happened from there? I really don't know. Now, another bugging, which I mentioned in Sleeping Dogs, that I only had the game freeze up to me 3 times. This game literally freeze up to me 10 to, I actually counted, 10 maybe to 10 to 15 times. So this game freeze up on me more than once. And actually sometimes I was afraid, because sometimes when it's saved, I heard people got problem when it's saved to that little autosave feature, it actually freeze up and you can't replay this whole part again. This game frees up so much that it's not funny and make you feel like your console will break or something. And that's what I didn't like about this. Now, in my second playthrough, I was playing through, about to finish, I finished the main story of these 3 guys I had to bring to an emperor. I finished this main story. Soon I got to the City of the Dead, I can't proceed anymore. The little icon that is yellow, I still had the two guys. I went back to see if I had didn't fight the boss battle. Something happened to the game that I couldn't get to level 30 or I couldn't get to any specific point. This game has somehow more bugs and glitches in this game than Darksiders 1. And that's saying something. But overall saying that is, I don't know how everyone console works, because I know certain people who had this game having different bugs. Like some of them were towards the end of the game where you get something from a specific main character, that you can travel to time. That game will actually freeze up. That point of the game actually freeze up right there on the spot. That's not good sometimes. People, it's annoying. My friends are hating that now they're waiting for a patch to come out, which Visual Game actually announced for a patch, but they don't know when they're gonna release it. That's pretty bad. Since Darksiders 1, I remember it only needed one patch, or no patch at all. But overall, saying that it has so much bugs, but I'm fixing on that point. But now, enjoyability, you have a 30, same thing as Sleeping Dogs, you have a 30 to 35 hour campaign doing all the side quests and stuff like that, and collectibles. You have a lot of collectibles here, like the death tomb and stuff like that. This is an enjoyable game when it works, but what happened is, like I said, I would recommend this game for people who play Darksiders 1. If you play Darksiders 1, I recommend you buy this. But the way the condition how it is with the bug and glitches, I would not recommend it. I will recommend it, but at risk. If you do not want to have any, if you know what you're getting into, and you know about all these bugs and glitches, I will recommend it. If they have a patch release, you can go out and buy it. But what happened is, the way it is, I'll warn you. If you're gonna buy it, know about the glitches and bugs that have in this game that could instant kill you, or game breaking bugs that actually fuck up your save file or anything like that. I give Darksiders 2 a 7.5 out of 10. The original Darksiders I gave a 9, but Darksiders 2 deserved a 7.5 because of the bug and glitches and all the other weird things they did that they didn't develop with the Horde and the specific things that should have improved. And also, when you have too many enemies on screen, some of the games start delaying and lagging for some reason. For a single player game, for start delaying and lagging, that's a big problem. That's a big no-no in a single player game, when you start the single player game literally delaying and lagging. But overall, this game is good. I recommend this to anyone buying Darksiders, who played Darksiders 1 to play Darksiders 2. For anyone else who interested in this game, I am warning you right now. This game has bug and glitches. Some of them are game-breaking bugs. So I warn you. And that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. This is CodeIronWolf. I'm out. Peace, guys. And yeah, Darksiders 2.